Author Joan Calder is a master gardener and originally from Cato, Wisconsin, now living in Southern California, and she's giving a presentation tonight in Three Lakes on how you can build bee houses, and it's a fun, safe family activity. She's also an author and going to tell us a little bit about her books today. But first, I want to know, how did you get interested in nature and in bees, native bees?
I was working at the University of California in Santa Barbara, and the first day on the job, the gardener told me, don't kill the caterpillars on this plant because they will become monarch butterflies. I grew up in Cato, Wisconsin, and I'd never seen a monarch. So I had to learn fast because in a few days I had caterpillars and chrysalises all up and down the greenhouse windows. And I even had to put little signs up for everyone, do not step on the caterpillars. Then I found other people there, even the professors didn't even know about the life cycle of the monarch butterfly. And that started, and then I joined the Xerces Society, which is XCERES. And then I started into native bees.
And now you're giving a presentation tonight in Three Lakes that people can all get out for, but what are some of the things that you're going to be talking about?
Well, first of all, native bees do not sting. They are totally different than honeybees, and I know you're showing all these honeybees, but they do not make honey. What they do are, they are excellent pollinators. They belly flop on the plants, and you need much, much fewer native bees than you do honeybees to pollinate an orchard. And pollination basically is, if you have an apple and you cut it in half horizontally, you should have a 5-pointed star if it was fully pollinated. If it wasn't fully pollinated, that means not enough pollen reached the flower stigma in order to produce an apple. You'll have a smaller apple.
Interesting.
And if you had a watermelon, you need 500 to 1,000 grains of pollen. So you need a lot of visits from bees. So a native bee is much better. The orchard mason bee or the leafcutter bee, they'll flop down, get their body full of pollen, and then go to the next one.
And you're also going to be teaching people how to make bee houses. And what is that all about, and why is that important?
Well, first of all, I talk about the life cycle, which is really important because on butterflies, you see the monarch going through the whole system, but on a bee, you don't see them except for maybe 4 weeks of a year, and they are in a tube or a reed or a sunflower or somewhere. And they basically make a bee bread with pollen and nectar. The female will lay 1 egg, cover it up with pollen, with leaves or with sand, and then go out another bee bread. One more egg will be laid, and then this whole thing will be full of little future bees. They stay in there until April, May, whenever here it's warm enough, and then they come out. And by that time, well, the female will only live after she lays eggs.
And you're obviously very knowledgeable about all this, what people can learn a little bit tonight, but you also have all that in a book that people can pick up. And what is this book that you're going to be selling tonight in Three Lakes?
Okay, well, this book is really about monarch butterflies. It's very educational. It tells you the entire life cycle, how to do a butterfly garden, and in the back there's even a song called Fly Away. And I'll be at the North Lake Discovery Center. My book is for sale at the North Lake Discovery Center in Manitowish Waters, the Red Canoe Coffee Company at St. Germain, Imaginuity of Rhinelander and Minocqua, and Three Lakes Winery, and they have a fabulous pollinator garden right in front of the winery, so that's a real fun place to visit. And of course at the Demmer Memorial Library tonight at 7 o'clock.
Well, people will have to see if they can pick up this book and also check you out in Three Lakes starting at 7 o'clock. Not going to want to miss it, and we'll have more information on that on our website, WJFW.com.